Now recording is happening properly. Um, so what we have to do, one more thing is in our shared drive we need to create one Excel sheet also. Okay. Um, let me expand
Yes,
this
sir.
so that at least.
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Okay. So now what we are going to learn is, so today we are going to learn the string operations. Okay. Yesterday we discussed about integer, but now actually next is decimal. I have to teach you. But before decimal, let's go to the string operations. Then we go to the decimal. Okay. That may it becomes easy. Decimal, let's take it at the end. Hmm. So today, first of all, example. So today what we are going to example. So my first example is create a variable to save my name and print it on output screen. So this is my example. So for this example, I have to write a code. So what was the first step? So if I create a, so I have to create a variable. So first step is variable creation.
Declaration.
Yeah, yeah, variable declaration, and then assignment of name. Okay, and then is the output, printing output. So these are the three steps I need to perform in order to finish my task, right? So declaration. So data lv underscore name type. So to define any string type of variable, we have two options. Okay. If you know the length of the variable already, then you can define it by using C. It means some noise. Amarendra, can you go on mute? Don't know what it is. Some noise coming. I don't know what it is. Network issue. Okay. So data LV name type C. So here C, when I define it as type C, it can save only one character. Okay. So you have to tell the length of the name. So it may be max 100. So if I define a variable lv underscore name within the brackets length of my variable, okay, it means this variable can store value up to 10 characters. Okay, so let's take 10 now instead of 100. Let's take 10 now and see. So I declared my variable. Now the next part is assignment. So is equal to, now whenever we are assigning a string type of data to a variable, it should be enclosed within the single quotes. Okay, so I am giving it as Srinivas. Okay, and each line to be ended with full stop, and then write statement lv underscore name. So declaration, assignment, writing on the console output. So activate the program and then execute the program. You see, print, it was output was printed. So what was the length of it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 characters. So within the 10 characters variable, I can save easily 8 characters. Now what I will do is I will try to increase my name. So next what I will give is I will give one more time, 2 times Srinivas. Okay. Now activate this program. Even though you define the variable with length 10 and you trying to assign a variable a value which is more than 10 characters, so how system is going to take it? Now you see it taken only 10 characters, and whatever the excess part is there, the leftover part will be ignored. Okay, so still till this point the 10 characters length was already completed. So what was exceeded na, that part system is ignoring, so truncating it. Clear so far? So how to declare a variable of type string? We can declare it on two types. The first method is defining the variable name followed by the length of the variable and of type C. Okay. And the other type is lv underscore name2. Okay. Type string. The other way of defining is considering it as a string directly. So when you consider it as a string, then it will assign the max length. Okay, there will be some max length, so no need to bother about that length now. So length. Now what I will do is, now I will name2 is equal to, I am giving same value again here. Okay, now what I am going to do, I am going to do a write operation lv underscore name2. But if I print name and name2 next to next, then both comes out to next, right? I want to print name2 on a new line. So that's why I am giving a new line operator. Activate it, execute. Now what was the difference? You see, when the variable which is of length 10 is showing only 10 characters, and the one which I defined with string is showing the full name which was trying to store. Clear so far? Okay, so you can define of two types, but always preferable is don't define the variable as string every time. Okay, if you know the variable length already, then define it with the length only. And if you don't know, and it can be changed at runtime, in that case only go for a string. Clear? So this is a very important point. Since it is easy to define it as a string, don't go for this option. As per the standards, if you know, for example, you are defining a variable to save company code. Okay, so company code definitely of length 4 only in our system, right? So and you have to define it length 4. If you are defining a variable for country, okay, and you know country id always stores with length 2 only, so you have to define it when length 2. Okay, so if you know what was the length of the variable already, the data, as per the data, then you have to prefix, give exact length of it. If you don't know, then only go for a string. Okay, so this is one point. Now here we learned how to assign a variable. Okay, sorry, how to create a variable, how to assign a value to the variable, string variable we learned so far. Um, Copy, go here. You see on the left hand side, it was showing. So I shouldn't show this. How to hide this left hand side button? Okay, okay, leave it later. Anyway, this session let would be day two programs. Let's create a document. Okay, day two programs and assignments. So here I am pasting program one. Okay, going to the second one. What was the second one? LV name is equal to 10. Okay, okay, this is done. So let's go to the second program. So what is my second program? So the next, so let me take one is assigning value or data, anything we can call. Okay. Second is a string function. Okay. So now we are going to learn string functions. Okay, one more important point is there here to learn. Okay, so when defining, current we are BW people, correct? So BW means we always deals with info objects, correct? Info objects, ADSOs. So whatever data you are reading in the code via code, it's always the data either from the table, either from a ADSO or DSO, which is internally a table, correct? If I am reading data from a DSO, it means I am reading from a DSO table. So at the end, the data saves at a table level only, correct? Mm? And in this table, each column is nothing but an info object or a field type, correct? Most of the time it is of type info object only. Each column in a DSO, each field in a DSO or ADSO is an info object most of the time. But in ADSO currently it is provided, we are able to create ADSOs with field based also. Then we don't have any, you know, data element. So why I'm telling this one is each info object is having its own data element also. So for example, not this one, Steven. If I go to RST1 not supports here. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is company code is a master data, right? Everyone knows it. So each info object, okay, has its own data element also available. Okay. For example, take a company code master data. Okay. So each master data has its own P table. Comp code is the master data and its corresponding P table is the attribute table, correct? So this is the table. If I go to this table, now this is my company code info object and it contains the data element. So this was the data element. This is what I am trying to show you on the screen here. You see slash bi0 slash oi comp code. If you see here, it is telling it is of length of type char and of length 4. Okay. So what I will summarize one more time. You can define a variable in two ways. If you know the length of it, then simply define the variable lv underscore comp code 4 type C. Okay, this is one way. And if you don't know the length, but you want a variable which is referring to a info object type, okay, then no need to specify the length here. Simply specify the field with respect to its data element. Okay, so there is a very simple process to remember this. No need to go to system backend system and check all the time what was the data element of it. Okay, it's a very simple thing. So how to remember is, you see company code is a info, our info object name is 0 comp code, correct? So this comp code exactly matching with our data element last part. Instead of 0 you have to prefix with slash bi0 slash oi. So bi0 here it is telling it is a standard info object. Okay, bi0 comes for a standard info object, and there is one more naming convention called slash bic slash. Okay, and C means here it is custom. 0 means standard, C means custom info object. Okay, and followed by oi. Oi is nothing but info object. Clear? So that's it. Slash bi0 slash oi followed by the info object name without this 0. And if it is a custom info object, for example, gmatner is my info object name. Okay, in this case what was the data element? Slash bic slash oi gmatner. Here don't remove G, okay? It should be there. Only 0 we need to remove for a standard info objects. Clear so far? Any questions? So if you define in this way, then what will happen is, then you no need to consider the length of the variable, okay? So now what I am going to define. So from now on, let's try to practice in this way, okay? Now I am going to create a company code info object by using the data element. Okay, now next thing what I am going to do, I am assigning the value of it. Okay, company code is equal to C001. Okay, and I am printing it on the output screen lv underscore comp underscore code. So I am pretty printer activating it. Edit something wrong. What was error message? lv comp code is unknown. Lv underscore comp code type. Okay, okay.
Underscore.
No, no. These are there.
Oh, okay, okay.
And activate. So execute. You see, now the C001 came. For example, what will happen if I try to give more values here, A, B, C, D, something extra I'm giving. Even now, try to activate it and execute. You see, still it is taking C001 only because LV company code length is 4. So from where exactly the length it is taking, it is picking it from the data element. If you want to see the data element, okay, go to S11, go to data type. Here provide the data element name. Go to display. If you do like this now, you can see. So data element linked to a domain and domain linked to the exact data type. You see domain, it's of length type characteristic of length 4. Clear? So any questions so far? So this is one of the important practice you have to do whenever you are defining a variables related to an info object type. Always define those variables with the data element name. Okay, don't provide the length here. So you should go for a length only if it is a not available as info object and you want a custom variable, local variable. Clear? Now, for example, I want a one with material. I want a variable for material. So for material also, there is an info object called zero material, correct? So slash bi0 slash oi followed by the material and provide now come here lv underscore material is equal to then material number. Let's give 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, with 0 because what was the length of material? Length of the material is 18, correct? So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So till 0 here I am finishing 10 characters, and from here I am trying to get again 10 characters, correct? So I need to give till 7 plus 0 8, right? Since I want to print this on a new line, LV material, check. Now syntax errors, activate it and then execute. You see the 18 characters, right? So 10 plus 1 2 3 4, oh 3 4 I type it double time. You can see I type it 3 4 double time. That's why it not came till 6. Even though I given 8 here now, it won't come because it is of length 18 characters. You see, it came exactly. Mm. Next thing is now do debugging of this program once. Okay, if you go to debugging mode of this program, and when you double click on LV company code, here you can see the length of it always. Mm. You see here in this screen also, these are all like you have to identify on your own. No one will teach you. Okay, so when I double click on LV company code, here on the right hand side at one place it will tell what was the data type and what was the length of it. So my LV company code is of type character and it contains only 4 characters. When I double click on material, since I defined with the data element material data element, it is telling my material of type C and it holds 40 characters. Yeah, so some of the materials having length 40 also. So here they defined 40. So that's why we got 40. In general, zero material is of length 18, but in APO kind of materials now we have another one 40 also. Okay, so that's why we got length 40 here. That's it. So going further, next data element, okay, fine. So next we are going to learn the string functions. Okay, so what are the string functions we have? So first we go for what we go for left string offsets. Let's go for offset. Okay, offset is one of the string function which or else concatenate. Let's go for first concatenate. Okay, which is very one important string function which we use regularly, and then offset and then string length. Okay, What else? String functions we use. String functions we use is trim. Trim is there, and then few more other offset, concatenate, string length, trim. What else we use? Yeah, let's use this one, because it will take a lot of time for this only. So first I'm going to teach you the offset, concatenation, and then string length. Okay, trim and all we will learn in the next session. Okay. Hmm. So here what I'm going to do is I'm defining lv underscore name, first name. Okay, type string, and lv underscore last name type. That's why it is not type. It's always better to 10 characters of length 10, of length take 10. Okay. See, because if I told you with this one, then always we do like this only. Yeah. Now lv underscore name type string. Okay. So I am defining three variables. So what is my example? So first we'll define the example. My example here is okay. Um, uh, Collect first name, last name separately, and uh, form a full name. This is my example. Form a full name, like collect first name, last name separately, and combine combine it to a full name. Okay, this is my example. Okay, so to do this now, I need two variables for to collect the first name and last name, and I needed the result variable lv name, which full name I can say lv underscore full name, which is a concatenation of first two. So lv underscore f name is equal to, let's take whatever it may be. I'm taking uh, first name, right? First name as Srinivas. Okay, and lv underscore last name. So this I am taking as m. Okay, so I taken first name, I taken last name. Now my requirement is I need to concatenate these two and form a new value and save it on the full name. So now here you are learning the concatenate statement. Okay, so concatenate, conc. If you type conc, automatically system will hint you concatenate statement. Okay, concatenate lv. So how you want to concatenate? You want to concatenate first name first, and then like lv name initially, like a first name followed by last name, or last name followed by first name. It's up to your decision. Here I am doing first name followed by last name. Okay, into. So you need to tell the first variable and then second field into. So finally I am saving under lv underscore full name. Okay, so concatenation is a statement which is used to join two variables of type string only. Numbers you cannot join. Okay, this concatenation is a string function. So string functions will work on string variables. Basically, this concatenation function is used to combine two um, character type of variables into one variable. Okay, so I have one variable here, another variable here. I am concatenating these two, and I am saving the result into another variable. Okay, into this one. Now let's print this lv underscore full name, right? Lv underscore full name. Okay, so check, no errors, activate. So session going to end in 5 minutes. Let's finish it. You see now, I got my first name and then followed by my last name. But you see, there is no space in between. Generally, we give space between first name and last name, correct? So how to get that space? So after into full name, the string operation, here we need to write one more extra code. What is that one? Separated by, okay? Separated by space. If you write like this, activate, then what system will do is, in between these two, system will put a space here. Okay. Mm. Now what I'm going to learn here, this is how we need to use the concatenate statement. Okay. Um, for example, I don't want space. I want to put full stop. Then in this case, how to give the full stop? In the within the single quotes, put a dot. Okay. And then activate this and then see the output of it. Now you see these two got combined into single variable, a single statement, and it was separated with a dot. Clear so far? Any questions? So what we learned now is a concatenate statement. Any questions?
No.
No, right? Okay, so I'm stopping recording now as a first part of this one.